Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of Best Case Scenario, recording live here in sunny Tampa Bay, Florida at USF's podcast studio. I'm your host, Bodie Gregory, and joined with me is my co-host, Elias Santiago, my best friend and our Ravens insider that'll be discussing all matters dealing with the Ravens offseason and their upcoming draft. Elias, how are you doing?
Doing great. It's a blessing to be here, man. It's a blessing to be here. I'm so excited to talk about the NFL and my favorite team, the Ravens. So, yeah.
All right, sounds good. Well, wasting no time, we're just going to go ahead and start off with my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And their offseason has been very tumultuous, to say the least. Starting off, we did lose longtime wide receiver Mike Evans. He was the face of the franchise, and losing him to the 49ers was both a shock and I think it really signals, like, you know, the end of the era in Tampa Bay.
I agree. I think the fact that he took the I guess really the gamble to go over to literally the opposite side of the United States to further his career. I don't know. What do you think that says about how he feels about the culture in Tampa Bay?
I think it is a clear signal that whatever was going on in Tampa Bay, he did not want to be a part of it. Mm-hmm. And I remember general manager Jason Light of the Buccaneers, he discussed that they offered him way more than the 49ers offered him, and he still wanted to go over there and take that money.
Right.
And, you know, just in 2024, he was having a press conference when he signed that initial extension where he was like, yeah, no, I'm excited to be a Buc for life. Yeah. And just like that, you know, after 12 years in Tampa, right, he was just like, yeah, I would rather go over there with Shanahan than spend another year here with Todd Bowles. And I really did not think this day was going to come.
No.
I thought for sure that, because, like, generally in Tampa Bay, like, if we want somebody to stay, they usually stay. They don't usually just walk out on us like this. So this was very shocking for me.
Yeah, I feel like the one thing that Tampa is really good at, honestly, is keeping people in its ecosystem, right? When people want to say, you know, it's their last team, they just want a nice place to sort of settle down, they go to Tampa Bay. So to me, it's crazy that a place that had the reputation for being, you know, we'll take care of you, right? The fact that reputation seemingly has kind of died. I'm wondering, do you think, you know, the sort of the circus that's been the offensive coordinator position, do you think that maybe has a little bit to do with it by any chance?
Well, it certainly isn't helping. You know, just a bit of a history lesson here. In the last 5 years, we have had a revolving door of offensive coordinators. So, you know, we had, Byron Leftwich was our offensive coordinator for a long time. He was like during the Bruce Arians head coaching era. But then when Bruce Arians retired and Byron Leftwich was the sole offensive play caller, it was a very, very poor offensive season. That was the last season of Tom Brady's career in 2022. And that whole season was a train wreck offensively. We dropped from like 30 points a game to like 18. Like, it was really bad.
Yeah.
So then he gets canned. And then in 2023, we bring in Baker Mayfield. And we also bring in Dave Canales. Dave Canales was the quarterback's coach in Seattle that had helped revive Geno Smith's career. That was the big Geno Smith breakout season. So we bring him in as our offensive coordinator, first-time play caller, and we did okay. We were averaging about 22, 23 points a game. But in that offseason, he got poached to be the Panthers head coach. Because that was the season after Bryce Young had a horrific rookie season.
Right.
And they saw him, Canales, bring back Baker Mayfield, which, you know, in 2022, it looked like his career was dead.
Absolutely.
And then they bring him back in 2023, where he's actually looking good. It's like, okay, if this guy, Dave Canales, can fix Geno Smith, can fix Baker Mayfield, let's bring him in so he can fix Bryce Young. Right. You know, this guy that we traded 2 firsts and our best wide receiver to go get.
Right.
You know, like, this guy, when you trade that much for somebody, it's like, okay, this is supposed to be somebody that's going to be the next Cam Newton, you know, or even better.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, no.
We're just not there
There's not
yet.
a chance. No.
Yeah. So, and then, what happens next? 2024, we bring in Liam Cohen, who was an offensive assistant from the Rams, part of the McVay coaching tree. And we bring him in, and we have our best offensive season in a very long time. We were averaging somewhere around 28, 29 points a game. We were doing really good. Baker Mayfield was on fire the entire season. And then what happens? He gets poached. Yeah. Again, we lose him as he becomes the Jaguars head coach.
Duval.
And, he did really well in Jacksonville. He's a great
killed
coach.
It, dude.
He killed it. He took a 4-13 team to 13-4.
Yeah, literally.
Exactly. So he's doing great things over there in Jacksonville.
Right.
But where does that leave us?
Yeah.
Well, now we have we just promoted Josh Grizzard, who was our pass game coordinator, to pretty mixed results. It wasn't great. I think my highlight of the season was when we threw a touchdown pass to Tristan Wirfs. That was cool. We rarely see that out of Tampa.
Right. It's not a very offensively creative kind of team.
Right. You're not going to get like a Dan Campbell kind of play call. No. It's very traditional offense.
Yeah.
But results weren't great, and that's for a multitude of reasons. But regardless, Grizzard gets fired. And now we're bringing in Zach Robinson, who was the Falcons offensive coordinator, I believe, or was he the quarterback coach? He was the offensive coordinator. Okay. So we don't really know what to expect from him. So we'll see. But, I mean, this revolving door, it does not help.
No, there's no chance.
No. So Mike Evans is now a 49er, and I'm excited. I'm not bitter. I fully support him. Mike Evans is, my favorite football player of all time. I grew up with him. Yeah.
And you're not bitter at... Come on. You got to be a little upset.
I'm upset with the Buccaneers.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not upset with Mike Evans.
Okay,
I hold no ill will against Mike Evans.
Okay. He'd be happy to know that.
Yeah, no. When he watches this, he'll sleep better at night.
He'll be sleeping better in his $12 million mansion in San Francisco. Yeah.
So, I mean, I hope that we get to go out there and travel to San Francisco to get him on the pod.
I would not want to go to San Francisco at any time.
Not even to interview a football player?
No. No. Dude, and you've seen the weird power station stuff with
True. Yeah.
I'm not trying to get no radiation in me, bro. The low frequency, I don't know what's going on in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Which I know we're kind of going off track right now.
Sure.
But there is something to be said with the fact that the San Franciscans, right?
Is that what they're called?
I don't know. I think so, right?
San
Franciscans?
Let me look up.
I think it's San Franciscans.
San Franciscans?
Is it San Franciscans?
Hang on. San Francisco native.
Yeah, what?
What are they called?
San Franciscoers?
I
pulled that one straight out. What is it?
Oh, this is Native Americans.
Oh, okay. Well,
what are people from San Francisco called? Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's San Franciscans?
It's San Franciscans.
Let's go. I pulled that out of my butt. Okay, anyways. Injuries, right? Very heavy in San Francisco. And we got to be honest, Mike Evans is very prone to injuries.
Yeah.
I don't know. He might be in a wheelchair if we interview him.
I hope not. And that's been the biggest criticism of this move is that, you're going to be, the 49ers did need a receiver. And Mike Evans is hopefully still going to be that. This was the first season. Excuse me. This was the first season where Mike Evans just really had a really bad injury.
Right.
Because he's always been able to hit 1,000 yards. And he's had, his annual hamstring injury. He's got bad hammies.
Right.
And he'll usually miss, 4 games per season. But this one where he broke his collarbone and he missed 3/4 of the season.
Right.
So it sucks that it had to end that way. But hopefully they can get a full season out of him because I'm excited to watch him play. Like, I don't know about anybody else. Like, I'm excited to watch Mike Evans. It's going to be
Kyle's
really
going to cook something up for him. That's what that's probably the best offense you could go to get some more creative plays. Because like you said earlier, Tampa Bay is not really known for doing anything too explosive.
No, it's a very traditional offense.
Right.
And it can be very frustrating at times, especially, with the lack of a run game. That also was a factor last year where Bucky Irving also missed about half the season with various injuries. So, like, last season was just kind of a mess for the Buccaneers, and we started off great.
Right.
For the first 6 weeks, we were considered the best team in the NFL.
Yeah, Baker was MVP candidate.
Baker was MVP at the time. And it was like between him and Daniel Jones. And, well, both.
Danny Dimes, man. Danny Dimes.
Danny did fine. He just got hurt at the end,
Yeah.
But anyways, injuries just did us in, especially on offense, where you lose Bucky Irving, you lose Godwin, you lose Evans. Your O-line is like a mess for pretty much the entire season.
Right.
And the defense really was not that injured. The defense, apart from missing Kalijah Cansey and missing like Jamel Dean every now and then.
Right.
They really were pretty much at full strength. They were just playing poorly. Like, going back to Mike Evans, in the I think it was week 15 we played the Falcons. We were wearing the creamsicles. It was a Thursday night game. And we choked the game away, specifically by giving up. It was 3rd and 28. And then we allow like a 12-yard completion, and then it was like 4th and 14. And then they convert it. And Mike Evans was furious after that game.
Yeah.
Like, he was going into the locker room screaming, like, it was 3rd and 28. What are we doing?
Valid.
He was furious after that game. And a lot of people have wondered, like, was that the moment where he decided, like, I got to try something new?
Kind of reminds me of the Devontae Adams, like the Raiders clip on the sideline where he's like, I've been hit here more than I've been hit like in Green Bay the entire time he was at Green Bay.
Yeah.
And you could just tell at that moment, it was like
he just wanted
he's
out.
just out. Like, he's just going to get out of there.
Yeah. So apart from Mike Evans, we also lost another legend in the offseason, linebacker Lavonte David. That one really hurt. But it hurt a lot less than the Mike Evans one, because that was a career well-lived. Like, he played 14 years, all in Tampa Bay. He became, should be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but, he never really got the recognition that he really deserved. Like, over time, he just racked up such crazy numbers, which kind of just come by playing 14 years at a pretty good level.
Right.
And it's just the consistency was always there. But he was never looked at as like, like a Ray Lewis or like any kind of these like all-star defensive players of all time. Like we look at, like we look at Khalil Mack. Like we look at Bobby Wagner. Like Bobby Wagner is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he's been like all pro multiple times. He's been looked at as the best linebacker in the league. And I think Lavonte was just kind of always in the background. But the numbers speak for themselves. Like, he is top 10 in all-time tackling. Right. Like, in history.
That's crazy. That a buck. Dang, bro.
Like, well, Derek Brooks is up there, too. Shout out Derek Brooks from USO. He's like the athletic director here.
Are you for real?
Yeah. Yeah, when I'm doing Gemstone, he's like an executive for USF Athletics. So he'll attend some of the games sometimes, and I'm like, it's Derek Brooks.
Dang, bro. All right.
Yeah, no, when I started doing Gemstone, that was just something that I learned. I was just like, oh, wow.
He's just chilling around campus,
he's just
dude.
hanging
Driving
around.
out at the Panera.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's doing important work. He doesn't just hang out.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Derek Brooks.
So, yeah, obviously, Lavonte David is going to leave a big hole at inside linebacker.
Right.
And I think that we will address that in the draft.
Yeah.
Well, we did bring in Alex Anzalone and Christian Roseboom.
Roseboom.
Yeah, Roseboom. He was like started in the NFL undrafted, made his way around the Rams and the Panthers. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
He led the Panthers defense in tackles last season.
Wow.
So yeah, I think he'll be a pretty good addition. I know Anzalone's going to be a good addition. Roseboom might be a backup for now. So looking back at this whole offseason, just to name the rest of the departures, we lose Lavonte David, Mike Evans, Jamel Dean, Logan Hall, Rashad White, and Sterling Shepard, and the sort. Jamel Dean leaving the Buccaneers, one of the last remaining members of that Super Bowl defense, but he just had a lot of injuries, just like little annoying injuries, where it was like he would miss like every other game. And he actually had a really good season, but we did make him take a pay cut to stay on the team, which I think relationships soured after that. He still played it out the full season, but we knew that he was not coming back. He has signed a 3-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, nice.
So, that was a great pickup for them, I
Yeah.
think. If they can get him to stay on the field, that's definitely like a starting cornerback.
Right.
So, looking back at all of this, I'm giving the Buccaneers offseason a D.
Dang.
A
D?
Yeah. A D. Look, we lose Mike Evans,
right,
which is already like, that's like a culture death.
That is pretty bad.
Like that that's a heartbreaker. You lose Lavonte David.
Another heartbreaker.
Exactly. You lose, Jamel Dean, Rashad White. It's fine. It's whatever. But more concerningly, I just don't think that we did enough. And we didn't address our core needs. Yeah. Our core needs are corners and like defense all the way. We could go tight end.
Right.
And I did not think that Cade Otton was the answer. Like, I wanted to bring in a new tight end. I wanted to bring in, like a Mark Andrews or something.
Yes.
Baker's former college tight end.
Right.
I thought it would have been perfect.
Especially, we'll get into it later.
And
but
the Ravens extended him.
Yeah, like he didn't even necessarily do that well, so he could have been.
Right. Well, Isaiah likely stole the show.
Yeah.
But now he's on the Giants.
Right.
So, they're just going all in with Mark Andrews again. And, I just think he's getting a little old.
Yeah.
But, anywho, you ask any Buccaneers fan in the offseason what they wanted to see the most, it was a star edge rusher.
Yeah.
That's what they needed to get. And it was so frustrating hitting refresh on the live free agent feed and seeing nothing happen.
Right.
We wanted Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
We wanted Trey Hendrickson. Well, we'll get to that in a minute because y'all guys, you all messed up.
Yeah.
You did some devious work over there.
Yeah, right.
So Trey Hendrickson was like our number one target that we really wanted. And we just thought we could bring him in on like a short-term deal, and that was what was reported. The Buccaneers did reach out to him because they knew what we know, which is that's what they want. And Hendrickson wanted something long-term. So they were not satisfied with the deals that we were offering them, but we were offering deals, which, okay, it's something. But again, the Buccaneers are so traditional. Like they don't make any big splash moves. No. And they're addicted to just building through the draft.
Right.
But here's the thing. No matter what pass rusher we take in the draft, it is extremely rare that a rookie edge rusher becomes a double-digit sacker.
Absolutely.
In like their rookie season.
Right.
It's almost unheard of.
Right. You're not going to get the results immediately.
Exactly. And you're like not even Micah Parsons, not even Myles Garrett, not even like, well, Max Crosby doesn't really count. He's like a third-round pick.
Yeah. But
those guys, they didn't start out like as a double-digit machine.
No.
They became that, but it's kind of it builds for a little bit.
For sure.
So I still want to go pass rusher in the draft, but we'll get to that in a minute. So now I'm going to pass it over to you with the $1 million question, kind of what we were talking about. Would you rather have traded the 2 first-rounders for Max Crosby or keep them and go with Trey Hendrickson on a 4-year deal?
All right. So personally, I truly believe I do think the Ravens finessed everybody. I really do think that because, first of all, 2 first-round picks for an edge rusher, even as great as Max Crosby was, I still don't believe he's worth that, right? Mm-hmm. So that was kind of sketchy in the beginning. Like, really, you're going to go with 2 first-round picks? Like, I mean, great, got Max Crosby. They absolutely needed an edge rusher. There's no doubt about that. But to trade 2 first-rounders, I know it's not the deepest draft class, but still. In my opinion, especially the deal that they got him for, 4 years, $112 million. A lot, but not anything too crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. Like, he's not making, like, Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons money.
No, absolutely not. And I don't think he, in my opinion, I don't think he should.
He's not in his prime anymore.
No, he's not. He's still an amazing edge rusher, but he's definitely, I think he's 28 now.
I thought he was like 31.
No, he's still young. He's like, I think he's 28.
Oh, Crosby or
Crosby.
Sorry.
Crosby's still.
Yeah, Crosby's younger than Hendrickson.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hendrickson is 31, I believe.
Right, exactly. And so for a 4-year deal, 31. But the thing is now you have 2 first-round picks that you can open up for maybe some pieces that you need, and especially considering that since the culture of the Ravens has essentially been wiped from like the top up. They replaced everybody. Mm-hmm. They got a new head coach in Jesse Minter, who was a defensive coordinator for, I believe, the Chargers.
Yes,
he was a defensive, which pretty good defense. They changed up their OC from the Bears. They have a new defensive play caller now as well. So they are definitely honing in on trying to get the defense back and ready to go. So it makes sense to make a big time trade for a edge rusher, not to just draft someone and develop. Like, hey, we already got the minds. Let's just go ahead and put it forward. I think that Max Crosby was a playing piece for the Trey Hendrickson move. Mm-hmm. I think that was a playing piece, and the Ravens used it. Now, whether that's morally okay, I don't think the NFL cares. I don't think, the Ravens are a business. I don't think they care. And I think it was the right move to make it. I think at one point they were even considering both of them being on the team.
Right.
I think I heard something.
That's kind of what they said.
Yeah.
But again, I think they might just be trying to cover their ass. Cause
pretty much. Yeah.
I've heard people talking like no one's ever going to want to make trades with the Ravens again.
That's
because
ridiculous.
Of what they did was just kind of bad form.
Right.
And like, no doubt, like it was like it. I think it was bad form what they did. But again, 2 first rounders for Max Crosby. I think that's a little rich.
Yeah.
That is a little rich.
Right.
When you could get Trey Hendrickson. And I think at one point they were fine with, getting Max Crosby.
Right.
For the 2. I think at one point they were on board. But then, because they thought that Trey Hendrickson was going to be like the first free agent off the board. But the contract talks with him were a little more complicated than people thought. And they realized, well, wait a second. I'm already kind of regretting trading 2 firsts.
Right, exactly.
I could just get Trey Hendrickson and keep the 2 firsts.
Right.
So I think that it was smart, but it was a messed up thing to do.
It was kind of dirty, and I think
it was dirty.
Yes. I think there was reports that, like, when the Max Crosby trade occurred, they were still in talks with Hendrickson. Like, they were still in talks with his team, Trey's team. Mm-hmm. Like, that's why I do think it was just a piece to something to add to put pressure.
Yeah.
Now I feel really bad for Max Crosby, obviously.
Absolutely. Like the Ravens proposed to him, like gave him the engagement ring.
Right.
And they're still out here talking to other girls.
Pretty much. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
Exactly what they did. Like, they had other chicks in the DMs. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, I mean, you're still interested.
Yeah. Like, no, I mean, it was a dirty move for sure.
Yeah. But I do think I do think it was worth it. I do think that making the trade for Trey Hendrickson made the most amount of sense. And it's, I guess, going into sort of what the Ravens need. going into their off season. I think the biggest thing, not even talking about the players, because I think this year out of a lot of the other years has proven that coaches win games.
Mm-hmm.
I think especially with like Tom Brady leaving the Patriots and stuff like that, and then seeing what happened to Bill Belichick, I think a lot of people kind of had the idea that like if you just have this one player that just everything will work itself out. And I think this year it proved that like no, the most important person is still the head coach.
Yes.
It's still the head coach, because Mike Graves was able to walk into a trash team.
Mm-hmm.
Like eyeballing the team, nobody was like, people were like, they have potential. Like they could definitely be good, but like there's no way that they will get that far, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he walked in there and then made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Why? Because he's a fantastic head coach.
He is.
And that is just point blank the end of the story, right?
I know the Titans are,
dude, they're fuming right now.
I bet. Did you see the new Titans logo?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't either, but then again, like I feel like that happens a lot with new logos where you're like,
maybe we warm up to it, but it's like I feel like, with the flames coming off the circle, like it kind of added some more space to it.
Right.
And now that it's just, a circle, it looks too small.
It's a little lame.
Yeah.
And you know what's even funnier? Like I went to Tennessee recently, and like seeing them work on the stadium, and like just how sad it is to have like all of their players like on billboards and stuff like that. It's like, do you think people are happy? Like, do you think people are going down the highway looking at like Cam Ward and they're like, oh man, this gets me so excited for another season of the Titans? Like, no.
Well, Cam Ward's like the only player that they can put on a billboard.
The only player. It's literally the only player. It's depressing. I was like, wow. Like, at least they have good college football.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the only thing they really can stick to.
I've been to Tennessee, I think 2 times now. And whenever I go over there, they don't really...
No.
They're not really an NFL city.
No.
It's...
you don't see the flags of, like, the Titans around people's houses.
You see a lot of the volunteer stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're really big on college football over there.
But yeah. So I think that they changed the culture. I think the Ravens kind of got to the point of like, okay, I mean, he's good, right? Sean is obviously great. He's not even just good. He's amazing, right? But I think a lot of teams realize this offseason that like, man, if we actually nail the head coach position, which is probably, I don't know if it's harder than nailing a quarterback.
It can be really hard.
I think they realize that like, man, we need to find the one. Like, because Lamar is Lamar. Yeah, all right.
He's Lamar.
He's Lamar.
So it doesn't, you could probably put a parrot as your head coach and you do all right. You could probably put a parrot and do all right. And I think the Ravens realize that. They're like, we got Derrick Henry. We got Lamar Jackson. We're probably going to do all right regardless, just because they're that incredible of players. But you don't want to just do all right.
Mm-hmm.
You want to finish the job. And the fact that John wasn't able to finish the job, and the fact that I'm not sure the exact statistic where they placed, but they were a team that flubbed the clutch, right? They flubbed the clutch time and time and time again. They're ahead, and then they lose it all in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it became a running joke.
It just was like expected at a certain point. You know what I'm saying? And so I do understand the biggest moves this offseason is by far the fact that they just completely took the top and they cut it.
Yeah.
And now it's a lot more of a defensive focus, because I feel like as a team, you can understand like offensively, they just don't need that much help. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to tilt towards a certain side that already is sort of self-efficient, right?
Right.
So they went a lot of defensive plays. Actually, they didn't do a whole lot in terms of certain positions on the defense. But getting the edge rusher is obviously very important. I hope he does well. I hope his injuries, the Ravens are a little bit more of a physical team. So it's, that might not be to Trey's advantage in terms of injuries. But I gotta talk about the number one problem that the Ravens have, and that was the secondaries. Secondary was terrible. is absolutely god-awful. I mean, genuinely, I think they would be better as baristas, quite honestly. I think Marlon Humphrey specifically needs to be a barista. In fact, I was at a coffee shop this morning. There's this, bigger 6'3" fella, 6'3", 6'4" fella. I'm like, he could probably be a secondary on the Ravens. God, honestly. I genuinely think that the guy who gave me my coffee this morning would be a better safety than Marlon Humphrey.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that, I think that you can put some of it to coaching in terms of secondary play. I think they were 32nd in pass yards allowed. I don't even know how you can possibly get to that kind of statistic with the players that you have, because they do have Kyle Hamilton, which he's been playing. He plays very, very well for a safety. Marlon Humphreys is a cornerback.
Yes.
Still terrible. But
and then they were 29th.
29th.
So they had a bottom three
passing yards allowed, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. That's god awful.
Yeah, no, that's really bad. And looking at their roster on paper,
right, like
it shouldn't be this bad. Like, I'm looking at it, like Marlon Humphrey, drafted in 2017. He's just kind of getting up there in age. Like corner is not a position where you can play it at a prime level for a very long time.
It's kind of like, it's a little bit like wide receiver as well.
Yes, it is a young man's position.
Yeah.
It's not like, O-line you can play into your 30s, quarterback you can play into your 30s. D-line you can play into your 30s, linebacker you can play into your 30s.
Right.
But these extreme skill positions, like wide receiver and corner, well, I think corner is a harder position than receiver.
I do too. I agree. I think that, like, covering someone, because you don't have the advantage. The wide receiver is always, especially with the officiating nowadays.
Oh my God, yeah.
Because it used to be that you could be physical with the wide receiver. So if you'd have the chance to, like, actually play a little bit of defense in between the time that you can sort of track the ball with the wide receiver. But nowadays you don't even have that. So it's like,
no, you could get because pass interference. Excuse me.
Good.
Like, getting a DPI call on you is like the most devastating penalty. It is the most devastating penalty.
Absolutely is. Yeah, it's worse than every other penalty because it just puts you at the spot. So if you get a 50-yard bomb and you PI,
that's a 50-yard bomb.
It's a 50-yard bomb.
Yeah.
It just is. Even if it wasn't. Even if it was going to miss, but there was some sort of physical contact.
Right.
It just doesn't matter. So going into, I guess, some of the off-season picks that the Ravens had, they obviously had Trey Hendrickson. They got Jalen Hawkins, which, I mean, I don't think that's going to be someone that's going to take up their safety position currently.
Looking at the depth chart, he's currently sat behind Malachi Starks, the sophomore.
So I guess that was just for more depth, but I don't see that being something particularly game-changing, I guess.
Right, because he's not going to start over Hamilton or Starks.
No, absolutely not. No. So there's no point. I mean, so it's a pick, but I don't really think it's anything exciting.
Depth is fine.
Depth is fine. Another one is, I think it's Chidobe Owazi.
Yes.
So I think that was,
is it Awuzie?
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 I think it's Awuzie.
If we pronounce that wrong, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, Awuzie.
Sure.
You got a cool name.
Yeah.
But again, I think in the depth chart, he's still number 3. So once again, nothing crazy. I mean, they're not really making any crazy plays towards their defense except for Trey Hendrickson, which will go later into the draft as some of the picks that maybe they're looking into. But actually, a lot of their plays in the offseason, weirdly enough, was focusing on guards on offense, which makes sense because I also put that especially, I think it was their left guard, Daniel Falele was like one of the worst guards in the entire league. I mean, he was absolutely terrible.
He was, the tape on him was horrifically
generationally bad.
Yeah.
Like genuinely making Lamar is already someone in the pocket that is pretty reliable.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of options. So if you're making Lamar look bad, then that means you really suck at your job as a guard. I mean, he was getting ran over. Yeah, exactly.
Well, they also brought in John
Simpson. Yeah,
yes.
I was going to go into that. So they did bring John Simpson for a 3-year, $30 million contract, which is actually that's a pretty good.
Yeah, but he is an old man.
Okay. For guards, I don't really mind an older guard.
Yeah,
I don't
just
really
have
think
to be big.
That's the thing.
You don't really have to be young.
No, because your thing is not. I mean, you have to have stamina, but you're primarily just bursts of strength.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You're not running up the field. So I truly don't really think, especially with the likes of think of Aaron Donald. He played for a gajillion years.
Yeah.
Before
he was pushing 40.
Exactly, and he was still doing great even at the end of his career. So it's I don't think being old is as big of a deal as it is for other positions, obviously.
Yeah. For the positions where you need to be just really fast.
Yeah.
Those are usually the young man positions like we were talking about, with receiver, with corner, running back. Those are the ones that usually have shorter careers.
Right.
But receivers can play longer than corners.
Right.
Because like you were saying, whenever they're going up against each other, the receiver always has the advantage because the receiver knows what he's about to do.
Right.
And the corner has to mime.
Yeah.
So, that's a whole nother level of, brain working overtime.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you get burned,
it's over.
It's over.
It's literally over.
Yeah.
And it could
you don't have to catch, but
it's so
you still got to worry about where the ball is going and make a play on it, as if you were going to catch it.
Yeah, but I do think that a little bit of the job of the center, or not the center, the corners and the safety, their job has to be made easier with pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have pressure because the more time the quarterback has to make the right play, the harder it is for any of your secondary to actually make the right play.
Yeah.
You want the quarterback to be pressured so that it's not going to be lightning execution every time. Right. So maybe the idea is to try and get those. I think maybe just the pass rusher and maybe some of the nose tackle and whatever. Just try to get them to put as much pressure as possible so that the secondary will perform better. Maybe they think that they can go lighter on the defensive end by not picking up any superstar secondary players.
Right.
And just sort of leaning into trying to get the pressure up.
But all right. So if you had to give the Ravens offseason a grade so far, what would it be?
So far, I think it's a D as well. I don't think it's good at all.
I had them at a C minus.
I don't think
because I think the addition of Trey Hendrickson, Trey Hendrickson was the best available free agent. So technically, you did hit the lottery there.
Right.
But you did lose Tyler Linderbaum, who was the next up best free agent.
Yeah.
So it's it kind of evened itself out.
But to me,
you also lose Isaiah Likely. And
the thing is for me, I think the biggest loss is the coaches.
That's the biggest what if.
That's the biggest what if. I think that's kind of what my entire premise of this offseason and how I feel about it for the Ravens is the players. Obviously, we lost some pieces.
Sure.
But we lost the biggest piece, which was the culture that John brought to the Ravens. And while I do think it makes sense from the Ravens standpoint of okay, we could probably just win without him, I really don't know that specifically for this year, this season, I don't know how much I can really bet on this entire thing just being turned 180 defensively. Especially, they do have defensive star power.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
But that's what's frustrating.
That is what's frustrating, is that how can you have an incredible safety and you still cannot execute at a high level, right? You're still 29th in pass yards.
what I'm going to do now is we're going to give our predictions for the records of our teams.
Ooh,
and if they're going to make the playoffs or not. Just
Ooh.
based on today. Like
Okay.
today is what? April the 8th?
Yeah.
We have the draft in 15 days.
Woo!
About 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. The draft is one of my favorite parts.
It is so much fun.
It's so much fun.
I didn't think it was going to be that much fun, but then when we did it the first time, I was like, it's kind of like gambling a little bit.
It's so much fun. Like the dopamine when you see a team trade up.
Yes,
like when we saw the Jaguars trade up and get Travis Hunter.
Because that's the great thing is there's going to be something that makes no sense, and that's the most exciting type of thing.
Like I know that my mock draft, because I don't plan for trades because I could, that opens up millions of possibilities.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm just not going to focus on that, and I'm just going to go do my mock draft based on no trades.
Right.
Because I can recommend like where they're a team like, okay, there's not really anything for them to pick here, but they're in a valuable spot. It makes sense for them to trade down. But, anyways, I think that the Buccaneers in 2026, 26-27.
Okay.
I think the Buccaneers are going to go 8-9 and miss the playoffs.
I thought you were going to be lower.
Really?
I thought you were going to go lower.
I'm not that low on them.
You're not too doomer.
No, I'm not so doomer.
Right.
But I think we are going to be so mid.
Yeah.
Like we were already pretty mid last year.
Right.
And, that was injuries, of course.
Right.
Like the offense got completely derailed and had to overcompensate
Right.
and Baker playing hurt.
Right.
But I don't think Baker's getting any healthier unless he gets on like some Neuralink shit. Yeah.
Unless he gets a chip in his brain that surpasses his muscle fibers, then it might be a little hard.
That could be the future. I think we're gonna have like
that would be a terrible future that we have.
So like we're gonna
players.
have like stats like like the cameras ESPN can like tap into their Neuralink.
It's like meta glasses, but it's just their eyeballs.
Yeah.
Dude.
And we can see the replay happen.
I would want to see George Pickens' eyeballs. I want to see what his eyeballs are seeing.
Right.
Because that's a different kind of eyeball, I feel. I don't know.
Yeah?
I don't know. I just want to see his eyeballs.
Okay.
I just want to see what he sees.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I think that the Buccaneers, they're not set up to win this division, especially now that the Panthers have done as much as they have. Bringing in Jalen Phillips, bringing in Devin Lloyd, really ramping up that defense. And the Panthers are probably going to take like a big receiver at 18. I have them taking Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon, but we actually won't get there unless you want to do all 32 picks.
No, I think we do 15.
We do 15.
Yeah, I think 15 is good.
No one's watching this for all 32
30
picks.
is a lot.
30 is a lot. We've already been here for like 2 hours.
No, it's only been an hour.
Has it?
It's an hour and 7 minutes.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
pretty good on time. Yeah, for like an hour 30.
That's not bad. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I think the Buccaneers are going to go 8-9. They will probably concede the NFC South to the Carolina Panthers. They already did last season. I think Bryce Young, he's only been getting better.
Yeah.
As little by little as it has been, he's only been getting better. And the addition of Tet McMillan was great for him. And they brought back Jalen Coker. And I think the Panthers have better upside.
Yeah.
They have better, younger players.
Mm-hmm.
Like we haven't even probably seen the best out of Tet McMillan yet.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not super excited. I think that this is a really wait and see kind of season. Yeah. We'll wait and see what we get out of Emeka Egbuka in his sophomore year. We'll wait and see if Baker gets a huge extension. Mm-hmm. Extension talks have started, I believe. Gotcha. That is what's being currently reported, is that they are looking to make an extension happen.
Yeah.
And I think now is a good time to do it, kind of buy low. Because if he goes out there and has a MVP season, well, fuck, we got to pay him $65 million.
To be fair, though, I think he would be a quarterback worth $65 million. I think he's enough of a personality to warrant,
Yeah, I mean, if Dak Prescott's ass is getting paid $60 million when he should have been off the Cowboys
absolutely
like 6 years ago,
He's not that bad. Their offense was good last year.
Yeah, their offense was fine, but it's like it's Aaron Rodgers syndrome.
Yeah, right.
It's like, that's a guy that is going to put up great statistics for himself.
Right.
But the team is not doing great.
Yeah.
And again, in the playoffs, you're not winning the playoff games. And the Cowboys have not won a divisional game since the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, that's horrible.
That's pretty bad.
But, Ravens record prediction. What do you think?
I'm going to go. I think the Ravens might get a solid 6. Well,
6 wins.
6-10. Yeah, 6-10.
It would be 6-11.
6-11?
Yeah, 17 games. 6-11, really?
Yeah.
In the Trey Hendrickson era.
I don't know. I just don't trust the new coaches. Like, I just don't. I don't think that it'll turn around as fast as like Vrabel turned around the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how I feel. I feel as if it just wasn't a superstar candidate coach. Fair enough, but like, I just don't think it'll. I think most teams, on average, you get a new bunch of staffers, it's going to take a lot longer than one season to figure things out.
I don't think it's going to be just like that.
No. I don't think it'll be a bad team. I don't think it's not like the Ravens are just cooked.
6-11 is pretty bad.
I don't think they're going to get any better from this.
You don't think there'll be a better team in 2026?
No, absolutely not.
I think the roster has definitely gotten worse.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think they lost
Trey
Justin
Hendrickson
Tucker.
is a big splash.
But even that, like, I just think it's going to take more than a season for them to warm up to this new culture. Because it is fundamentally a new culture.
Yes.
Like, John was almost there for 2 decades.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're now changing everything and expecting in a year, in a season, not even a year, in a season, that everything's going to change for the better. I just don't think that's possible,
right?
In my opinion.
I mean, even in the AFC North, like, who do you have now? You have the Mike McCarthy-led Steelers.
Yeah.
And we still don't know who their quarterback is right now.
Yeah.
In my draft, I have them going Ty Simpson.
Mm.
But, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is still a question mark.
Right.
He hasn't retired yet.
Right.
So,
He's
maybe.
still in the running?
Yeah.
You could do it.
But who else? The Browns?
I think the Browns, they have Diddy Watson back.
Right.
So I think
the Browns might actually win 2 games. That is the biggest train wreck.
I don't understand. It's genuinely, to me, it could be just the biggest throw of a team that we have maybe ever seen.
Well, I think they're being forced to start Watson just based on like fiduciary responsibility.
Well, but they're not even at like their dead cap isn't even
otherwise
as bad
they're
as it used to
throwing
be.
$80 million in the toilet.
Yeah, but the freaking Miami Dolphins are throwing. Wait, I think Miami. Yeah, 179 million. I think it was Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, 179 million.
In
They're
just
spending
dead
half
money.
their money.
More than half.
More than half of their cap is spent on dead money.
That's
so.
Yeah. But sometimes those kind of seasons have to happen. You look at what happened with the Broncos when they tore up Russell Wilson's contract. They took on a ton of dead money. And now they're competing for a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I think if Bo Nix was there, they would have been in the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I do think, though, right now the AFC North is looking pretty abysmal.
Yeah, it's actually looking, I mean, me personally, I'm not as low on the Ravens, you know.
Well, maybe just because they're in the AFC North, like, it helps a little, but, like...
I mean, the Bengals, we'll see. Like, the Bengals are also kind of a huge what-if team, because I think Joe Burrow is actually, like, under some pressure in this next season, because...
I think the coach is under some pressure.
Well, yeah, Zach Taylor, those are the two coaches.
Joe Burrow is doing fine.
I don't know.
Well... Injury,
I think Joe Burrow, like,
I don't know.
How long can you invest in something like that?
But I don't think that's Joe's fault, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's nobody's fault. But,
yeah.
Injuries happen. Injuries derail your value.
That is true.
It's...
But to me, the Ravens went 8-9 last season. I don't see them being any better this season. I see them being worse, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. So that about wraps up our segment on our respective teams. And what we're going to go into is I'm going to give you my mock draft.
I think you give your mock draft, and I'll play devil's advocate.
Okay.
I think that'll be fun.
Okay. Sounds good. So we are going to go into my first 15 picks, and just so happens that we'll be closing out on the 14th pick, the Ravens, and the 15th pick, the Buccaneers.
Perfect.
So I think that works out perfectly.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and start ourselves off here with the number 1 pick in the draft. The Las Vegas Raiders select quarterback Fernando Mendoza out of Indiana. So, I mean, this is...
it's not controversial.
No, this is an absolute layup of a pick.
Yeah.
It is like you need to bring in a quarterback.
Right.
Someone that's young.
Right.
Now, the wrench that was recently thrown in was the 5-year contract that they gave to Kirk Cousins.
Right.
Which really is a 1-year deal. But it's $20 million for a backup?
How does he keep finessing?
I don't know. That's a Kirk Cousins is the ultimate bag securer.
Absolutely.
He I think with this contract he will surpass Tom Brady as the second most earning quarterback or second most earning player in NFL history.
Right.
Only behind Matthew Stafford.
Right.
But yeah, Fernando Mendoza, there's no one else I would pick here unless you want to trade down.
I don't see
like he's the best quarterback in this draft.
Absolutely.
He's not like the most blue chip quarterback we've ever seen.
What do you mean by blue chip?
So blue chip is a like 100% like this is an NFL player. This is someone that we've been scouting for like the past 4 years.
Right.
We knew that he was always going to be like the ultimate like NFL guy.
Right.
And some guys are just like, really good in college. And Fernando Mendoza was absolutely great in college. He won the Heisman, he won the Nationals, had an undefeated season, and he was just laser accurate throughout his entire career. And Indiana just had a magical season, and it wouldn't happen without Mendoza. So even though they brought in Kirk Cousins, and Mendoza might not start right away, because I don't think the Raiders are, as much as the Raiders spent in the offseason, which, can we put that graphic up?
Yeah.
Yeah, they spent a ton of money, and they brought in a ton of huge prospects.
Absolutely.
Not prospects.
They're in there.
The biggest free agents that there are. Like, they bring in Tyler Linderbaum, Quay Walker, Nakobe Dean, Kwity Paye, Jalen Naylor, and they bring back, Eric Stokes. And the cool thing about their offseason is that the free agents that they did lose, they didn't have anything to lose.
Right.
Because their team was that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, I give their offseason an A+, because you gained a ton, and you lost, like, nothing.
That is the benefit of being a dog shit team.
Is that you can only go up.
It's just upside.
Yeah.
It's just upside. So it makes sense.
Yeah. So they bring in, I think Tyler Linderbaum is going to be a great addition to that O-line, which, again, needs help. Quarterback is far from their only need, but...
Very true. But I definitely think offensively, at least, they got Genty, they got Bowers.
Yep.
They're
I think they definitely
there.
need some help at receiver.
For
because currently, I guess your best receiver would be Jalen Naylor.
Oh, right.
Who was like the wide receiver 3 for the Vikings. Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't think the Raiders are in a position to succeed, but they're in a position to build. And I think that, just have him sit under Kirk Cousins for a little bit. You bring in a new head coach, Clint Kubiak. There's a lot of upside there. I'm excited to watch them play, and I think this will be a season, actually a quite nice season for the Raiders, even if they don't compete.
I agree.
Anything to say about that?
I think it makes the most sense. I don't know why they would go for anybody else.
Right. The first pick is usually just kind of, we already know who it's going to be, so there's not much to talk about.
There's no point to trade. There's no get the quarterback.
Maybe you trade. I thought that you could just kind of bridge with Kirk Cousins for a year, because the quarterback class next year is going to be much better, and you will likely have a high pick.
Right.
because that is a lot of money to give to a guy that's just going to pass the reins over.
Right.
So, I don't know. The signing of Kirk Cousins did come the day after Mendoza's pro day. But again, that's probably just smoke and mirrors.
You know how it is. These teams just like to devalue, yeah. I don't know. I feel like these teams as bargaining tools are just like, we're gonna sign Kirk Cousins, and that's gonna get like Mendoza's. Like, I don't know. It just feels like it's just smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. Mendoza, by the way, will not be attending the NFL draft in person.
Oh, shoot.
Yes, this was recently reported. Mendoza has elected to stay at home with his family, as he will likely be taken first overall. He will not take the stage and attend the NFL draft.
Wholesome.
Yeah, very wholesome. And very in character, frankly,
Absolutely.
for Mendoza.
And I think that's very important, the fact that, he's very, like, his personality, I think, will carry.
Yeah, he's very wholesome. He's not like the big, like, superstar hot shot, everybody look at me,
right,
like kind of quarterback, like when a wide receiver gets drafted.
I mean, I think it's funny that he's going to Vegas.
Yeah,
he's going
Vegas.
to Sin City as a godly man. I'm like,
yeah,
yo, I hope
Kirk Cousins and Mendoza.
Dude, you got the most wholesome quarterback room and probably the worst possible. Like, yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Hey, we know about Vegas now. We heard casino.
We could talk about that later.
Yeah, we could talk. Yeah, Baby Keem will be on our next podcast.
Yeah, Baby Keem, we're actually flying out to Vegas tomorrow, I think.
Yes, we are.
And we're going to go to his, we're going to go first to a casino because we're going to gamble.
Yes.
I'm thinking...
racehorses?
Racehorses, exactly. I'm thinking I'm going racehorses, and then I'm going to go...
I was thinking blackjack.
I was thinking blackjack as well. So we're going to go racehorses, blackjack, and we're going to see if we can hit on something.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyways, second pick.
So the second pick, with the second overall pick, the New York Jets select linebacker Arvell Reese out of Ohio State.
Interesting. So why not David Bailey?
So David Bailey is getting a lot of buzz. Like David Bailey is being looked at as the best pure pass rusher in the draft. But Arvell Reese is, I think he fills just a much better overall role. Because what is a linebacker, right? A linebacker is kind of a do-it-all kind of guy. Like he kind of plays secondary, he kind of rushes the passer, and he kind of run blocks as well. And when you're the New York Jets, again, kind of like the Raiders, there's not a position you shouldn't take. Like you need all the help you can get. Like you're going to have Geno Smith as the quarterback, and I'm
surprised they kept him. Like, why not put Kurt on freaking the Jets?
I don't know. I don't know why they brought back Geno Smith. Like, that was pathetic.
Yeah.
But again, Arvell Reese is we're talking about blue chip guys. Arvell Reese is a blue chip linebacker.
Okay.
And inside linebackers don't typically go this high, but that also just speaks to how good he is as a player.
Right.
And the physical attributes are off the charts.
Right.
Like, he just has the perfect NFL frame. He has the speed, and he has the numbers to back it up. So I go Arvell Reese. If they went David Bailey, again, fully respect it.
Right.
Even if they go Reese's counterpart, Sonny Styles.
Right.
Fully support it. When you're the Jets, there's not a pick you can make that would really piss me off. Whoever you pick, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Right.
Sounds good. As long as you don't reach, because again, the Jets do have the 16th pick as well. So you just address one, then you address the other.
Right.
But I think defense needs to be addressed immediately. And there's not really an offensive player I would take at second overall. Yeah. Unless it's like, Jeremiah Love. So on that note, do you have any pushback on Arvell Reese?
Absolutely not.
Okay. It's going good so far.
Yeah, you're killing it.
All right. Now, with the third overall pick, the Arizona Cardinals will select running back Jeremiah Love. Now,
interesting.
Yes, this is one where I'm kind of going to go against the grain here.
Yeah.
Because everybody's saying Francis Mauigoa, right?
Yes. Or at least an offensive tackle.
Yes. Like you could go like Lomu or Freeling. But Maui Noah is typically looked at as the best offensive lineman in the draft.
Mhm.
And I fully support it if the Cardinals want to pick him. However, I will say, I would go O-line if there were a quarterback back there to protect.
That's a good point. That is a great point.
The Cardinals right now are staring down an off-season battle between Gardner Minshew and Jacoby Brissett.
That might be the worst stare down in NFL history, actually.
Look, Brissett is all right. I actually like Jacoby Brissett. Minshew is just kind of funny sometimes. Like,
He has a great mustache.
he has a great mustache. But I agree. O-line is a big need for them. But, the running game was not good last year.
Right.
And, James Conner got hurt. I get that. And what they did do in the offseason was they brought in the Falcons running back 2, Tyler Algier.
Mm.
Algier is pretty good. But I don't think that he's like the slam dunk running back 1 that some people think that he is.
Right.
I think that if you're going to go O-line, like, bro, you could go. There is always going to be a top offensive tackle prospect in every single draft.
Absolutely.
You can always address O-line. But you're not always going to be in a position to take a generational running back like Jeremiah Love.
Right.
Like, these guys are rare.
Right.
And this is a guy that, especially if you're not going to have great quarterback play, you have a new head coach in there
Right.
who's not trying to, tank his opening season.
Yeah.
You get a guy like Jeremiah Love who can really redefine your offense.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think that this would be the smart thing to do. But again, if they go Maui Noah, okay, kind of a boring pick, but I get it.
I do like that. That you're going for a little bit more of an aggressive player.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Now, with the 4th overall pick, the Tennessee Titans will select offensive tackle Francis Maui Noah. Wow. So, now unlike the Cardinals, the Titans actually do have a quarterback back there that they're trying to protect. And they're trying to make him as happy as possible in his sophomore season.
Very true.
Because they absolutely failed him in his rookie season.
Yes.
And who better than, mind you, Cam Ward's former teammate,
Right.
Francis Maui Noah, to start blocking for either left tackle or right tackle.
It's pretty genius.
Now, the Titans have also a ton of needs. They need help at wide receiver, and they need help at O-line.
I see a need for edge as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the Titans actually did bring in, they kind of addressed it a little bit. If you look at this graphic here, I know it's kind of a headache to look at because I hate doing graphics for the Titans because they always sign like 30 players and I have to do so much fucking paperwork in order to get this together.
Right.
But they did trade for Jermaine Johnson, edge rusher from the Jets. And they bring in John Franklin Myers, who was a huge free agent from the Broncos. He was a top 10 free agent. That's really going to help your pass rush. And they also, well, that's it. But bringing in John Franklin Myers is a big deal. Mm-hmm. And I think at that point, this entire draft and this entire season needs to be focused on Cam Ward.
Agreed.
Now, like the defense, like if it's meh, it's meh. But the offense needs to show drastic improvement.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So on that note, I also wouldn't hate if they wanted to go wide receiver like Carnell Tate here. But I think that Francis Maui Noah would be a great pickup for them.
Absolutely. I like that logic a lot. I no pushback.
All right. Now going into, with the 5th overall pick, the New York Giants are going to select safety Caleb Downs out of Ohio State. Now, Caleb Downs, again, is another blue chip guy. This guy, like, if he wasn't a safety, because safeties just typically don't have a ton of positional value.
Yeah.
Like, they're like the last line of defense.
Right.
And they usually don't impact the play on any given snap.
Right.
But Caleb Downs is so cerebral. Mm-hmm. He has such a high football IQ. And he has, the perfect body for it. And he is pretty much looked at as the most talented player in this draft.
Oh, wow.
He is.
Dang.
It's only because...
Not over Jeremiah?
No, not over Jeremiah. Because, being a great running back it takes a lot of skill, absolutely.
Point,
but being a good DB takes a lot of skill. Like Caleb Downs is a better DB than Jeremiah Love is a running back. Dang. Yeah. So obviously Caleb Downs, winner of the Jim Thorpe Award for college, which is like the MVP for defensive backs. And the Giants, I actually really like their roster. And I love what they did in the offseason because you bring in Greg Newsome, but you also lose Cordell Flott. So, kind of break even there.
Right.
You bring in linebacker Tremaine Edmonds. Mm-hmm. Great pickup for your defense. And then you bring in tight end Isaiah Likely.
Right. I mean, yeah. That's a solid start.
Absolutely. I'm really excited for the Giants this offseason, or this upcoming season. And I think that, when you look at their secondary, it's pretty good. Let me pull it up here. You have Greg Newsome now. Mm-hmm. You have Paulson Adebo. You have Javon Holland, who's a great safety. But Tyler Nubin, maybe you could sub him out for Caleb Downs because I think tackling needs to be improved for the Giants. Yeah. And you lose your number one tackler and linebacker Bobby. How do you say? Is it Okereke? Bobby Okereke, I think. But yeah, he was your best tackler, and now he's gone. And I think the best thing that you can do is just bring in the best player available.
Right.
And that's going to be Caleb Downs.
That sounds great. I've been seeing some linebacker talk. Mm-hmm. Linebacker and edge, specifically Sonny Styles.
Yes.
Why do you think that it's more beneficial? Because you were talking about it earlier where safety is, even though he's extremely talented, the position itself isn't really the most impactful position every snap. So Why not go for somebody that might be a little bit more, that might be a little bit more impactful the entire game?
So again, if they wanted to go Sonny Styles, I wouldn't hate that either. And I would support that. But why do I think Caleb Downs is better? I think that Caleb Downs is so let me bring you back to John Harbaugh, right?
Okay.
John Harbaugh was a pretty big voice in the defensive scheme for the Ravens. And the one thing that made that Ravens defense great was the addition of Kyle Hamilton. Mm-hmm. And Kyle Hamilton was this all-pro safety that was able to impact the defense so much.
Right.
And that was the key to the defense. Now, with John Harbaugh going over to the Giants, Javon Holland is pretty good. Right. But what if you brought in a Caleb Downs to fill that Kyle Hamilton keyhole for that defense?
I see, yeah.
And I'm looking at the Giants, I think their linebacker room is pretty good, especially with the addition of Tremaine Edmonds in the offseason. So I think that Caleb Downs be my personal pick. Fair enough. Sonny Styles, I would fully respect it.
Gotcha.
Now, with the 6th overall pick,
this one's going to be interesting.
Yeah, the Cleveland Browns select wide receiver Carnell Tate out of Ohio State.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So, looking at the Browns, there's a lot that needs to go right.
Right.
But I think that wide receiver is obviously going to be your biggest need going into the offseason.
Okay.
Now, pretty much everyone that's doing the mock drafts these days is going, Browns are going receiver, and then they're going O-line. Or they are going O-line and then going receiver.
Yeah.
And it's really going to depend on what prospect you like more. Now, the best O-lineman at this point would likely be Spencer Fano out of Utah. And if you go that's fine. Receiver runs pretty deep. You can find another receiver to pick at number 24.
Right.
But I think they're going to go Carnell Tate because offensive tackle prospects, they're usually pretty good. Even if they take a couple years to develop.
Right.
But wide receiver gets very top heavy.
You have to go for the top ones.
Yes.
Very, very early.
Yes. Just because the upside is massive for those guys. Obviously, Browns are good on pass rush. They're good on the defensive line. The quarterback, I don't know what's going on. That's probably going to sink the team.
Maybe they should draft another quarterback.
That'd be hilarious. Yeah, they go Ty Simpson.
I think that would help their situation here.
Yeah. Whoever your quarterback is going to be, whether it's Deshaun Watson, whether it's Shedeur Sanders, can't wait.
Whew, exciting.
But they're going to need some receivers, or you're not going to get anything good out of either of them. And right now, their receiver room is Jerry Jeudy at wide receiver 1. Okay.
It's pretty good. That's what.
And you have Cedric Tillman. Then you have Isaiah Bond. Then you have Harold Fannin Jr. at tight end. Kind of a rookie breakout.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually quite a big fan of Harold Fannin.
Right.
But you lose David Njoku as well.
Right, that's huge.
Yes. And, at running back, you have Kinchin Judkins.
I thought he did all right.
Yeah, he did fine. But for this offense to work, you really need receiver. I think receiver and then O-line.
Right.
So if you want to go Spencer Fano, go for it. But I think Carnell Tate is just going to be...
He's worth more.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that personally, I would personally go O-line first because I can't think, constantly. Teams would... I mean, the Titans are, the best example right now where, they gotta. I think Cam Ward's. I think he shows enough flashes to be this kid can actually ball.
Right.
Absolutely. And I actually think it was the same with Shedeur Sanders. I think that he showed enough that it was okay, this he can really do it. But that O-line, dude,
it's bad.
It's terrible.
And it's been kind of addressed. If I look at their offseason, they did trade for offensive tackle Titus Howard.
Right.
And they did bring in offensive guard Zion Johnson from the Chargers. Right. I mean, that's a pretty good addition.
Mm.
So looking at their O-line right now, they have 3 new starters on their O-line with the addition of also Elton Jenkins, the new center from the Packers. So you're going to have 3 new starters on the O-line already.
Right.
So I think that, I don't know, it's kind of been addressed. Obviously, I would do more because, you need Shedeur to do really well. And Shedeur, I think he has so much aura that
he's kind of an aura farmer.
It kind of clouds his actual ability where, his great moments shine so far above, the ocean of bleh.
That's the thing is that they've just been bleh for so long. It's, exciting to see a quarterback that actually
has aura, yeah. Not since Baker Mayfield have we seen a guy like this in Cleveland. And they threw Baker to the curb.
They did.
For Diddy Watson.
For Diddy Watson, man.
But that's my pick for the Browns. And now, going to, with the 7th overall pick, the Washington Commanders select linebacker Sonny Styles out of Ohio State.
Yeah.
So, again, I think the Commanders need to prioritize defense because it was very, very bad last season. And the Commanders did add a lot of guys in the offseason. They had a slam dunk signing with Odafe Owe, the edge rusher, and they also brought in Lavonte Chason. So that's 2 new guys on your edge. And you also bring in linebacker Leo Chenal from the Chiefs. You bring in Nick Cross. And then on the offense, you add Rashad White, Chigo Okonkwo. But mostly, I saw a very big departure in linebacker Bobby Wagner, who, I get it, is an unk.
He's an unk.
He's absolutely an unk. But he was your best tackler. And losing him at linebacker is a big blow. And when your defense needs to be vastly improved, I think it makes sense to bring in Sonny Styles. The guy is huge, and he has great tackling. Great tackling.
It's got great tackling.
Yeah. It's got great tackling.
He's a great tackler.
Yeah, no, he tackles pretty good.
He's all right. He's all right at tackling.
Yeah, come on, Joey.
He's a good tackler. What do you want me to say?
What are you talking about?
He's a good tackler. It's that simple. It's that simple.
Yeah, I just think this move makes the most sense. You just need to go best defensive player available.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's going to be Sonny Styles.
I think their offense is good enough.
Yeah. I also think that they need a lot of help at secondary and at receiver. So if they want to go Mekhi Lemon, I wouldn't hate it. And I'd have them taking David Bailey if they hadn't already signed Odafe Owe and Caleb Chason.
They made some defensive plays for sure.
Yes. So I think at the edge, they're fine.
Right.
And I think if you're going to bring in David Bailey to back up those guys, that'd be such a waste.
Yeah.
So, because this is like the best pass rusher available right now.
Right.
So, like looking at the receiver room right now, just to see, like, you have Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
Good. Traylon Burks showed flashes, but like, eh. And then you have Luke McCaffrey. You have bringing in tight end Shigo Okonkwo was a big deal, but really the only threat is Terry McLaurin. And Terry McLaurin's starting to get a little older. He is past 30. So, we'll address receiver later.
Right.
But for now, I think defense needs to be the focus.
Agreed.
All right. Now, with the 8th overall pick, the New Orleans Saints will draft edge rusher David Bailey out of Texas Tech.
Okay.
Again, the Saints are also kind of in a rebuild.
They have so much stuff that they need.
And unlike most bad teams, they didn't really do anything in the offseason. Like, if you put this graphic up, you'll see it's much smaller than the other teams that we've been covering so far.
Right.
They didn't lose a lot. They didn't really gain a lot either.
Right.
The biggest move was going for running back Travis Etienne Jr., maybe as an heir apparent to Alvin Kamara. We still don't know if he's going to be traded or not, but at this point it feels a little late. They also bring in offensive guard David Edwards and linebacker Caden Ellis, likely to replace veteran linebacker Demario Davis, who I think was like 38 at the time. These linebackers play.
They go up, man. They go up. It makes sense.
He'll be on the Jets now, and they also did lose cornerback Alontae Taylor, their best corner. But again, there's not a corner that I'm going to take over David Bailey. So I think, and you also lose Cam Jordan, who again was an unk. He was like 37,
right?
But he was still your best pass rusher and frankly the face of the franchise,
right?
So I think that bringing in David Bailey to kind of make up for the loss of Cam Jordan and partially for the loss of Demario Davis and for the loss of not having really a pass rush in the first place. I think that this is going to be a great move for their defense, as we don't really know. No one's really talking about the Saints this offseason, because they didn't really do anything
big.
Much. No, they didn't. And we'll see what we get out of Tyler Shuck.
You said that you liked him.
I like Tyler Shuck. I think he's perfectly fine. But, I mean, again, he's not really in the best position to succeed.
Yeah.
So, any thoughts?
Honestly, because it's kind of a throw-up of, like, you could pretty much go with anybody anywhere,
right?
Just because they need so much. I'm seeing some wide receivers, some linebacker. I mean, it just seems to be that they didn't have anything good.
No,
they have. I can't even think of one thing they did well. Not even like spectacular, just well.
I'm actually going to look up like who are the receivers right now because I can't remember. Oh, you have Chris Olave. Yeah. Obviously, but he's been, his head is destroyed at this point. You have Devon Vele, and you have Mason Tipton.
Yeah, I don't.
And you have Jawan Johnson at tight end. So, again, they don't have any receivers, and that sucks. But I mean, and if you want to go Mekhi Lemon, go for it.
Right.
But I think that they could really. I wouldn't pass on David Bailey. I really
think he's just that much of a talent?
Absolutely. He is the best pass rusher in this draft. Like, he is also like another like blue chip guy.
Yeah, right.
So, moving on to with the 9th overall pick, the Kansas City Chiefs, picking top 10, are going to go with corner Mansour Delane out of LSU.
Oh, wow.
So, I feel like this is maybe a little bit of a reach. Okay. But the Chiefs, they need to address corner because this offseason, they had a bad time. This is pretty much the main thing. The Rams poached both of their starting corners. Dang. They traded a huge thing, like a first, second for Trent McDuffie, and then they paid Jalen Watson.
Yeah.
They gave Trent McDuffie 4 years, $124 million for a corner.
That's crazy.
That's more than Trey Hendrickson's making.
The heck?
And then Jalen Watson got 3 years, $51 million.
Jeez.
So now that both of your starting corners are gone, guess what your biggest need is?
Need a corner.
Yeah, and the only corner that they brought in was Kader Kohu.
Can't say I've heard of him.
On a 1 year, $2 million deal. So
1 year, $2 million.
The best corner prospect in this draft is going to be Mansour Delane.
Gotcha.
And I just feel like this one's just kind of a layup of a pick. It might be a bit of a positional reach, and if they want to go with somebody like Makai Lemon, like Ruben Bain, like Spencer Fano, I wouldn't hate it. But those other corners in the bag, they better be really good.
Well, I was wondering because, the Chiefs really do need a wide receiver. They really do need a wide receiver one. So
I know. And I think that, like, Rashee Rice is passable. I think Xavier Worthy is passable. But I think you're right that they really do need a wide receiver one. But you know what you do? You trade for one. You pick one up in the offseason.
Yeah.
Because very rarely does a rookie receiver become the one in the rookie season.
Right.
Unless, like, they had nothing to begin with.
Yeah, right.
Like, in the case of, like, Tet McMillan or, like, Zay Flowers. But I don't even think Zay Flowers in his rookie year was even the best receiver on the team.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he's still not.
He's barely... He's only one because he's the only one.
Yeah.
Like...
But, yeah, that's my move for the Chiefs.
Okay.
Now, with the 10th overall pick, I have the Cincinnati Bengals select edge rusher Ruben Bain Jr. out of Miami. Hey, this is Editing Bodie here, and obviously this podcast was recorded prior to the Dexter Lawrence trade on April 18th that sent the 10th overall pick to the New York Giants instead of the Cincinnati Bengals. But I also think that the New York Giants will be taking Ruben Bain at the 10th spot. Because, you need to make up for a struggling Kayvon Thibodeau and Abdul Carter, and you just traded away one of your best pass rushers in Dexter Lawrence. I think it makes sense to take best pass rusher available, and that'll really help the Giants out, and it'll help out my mock draft, which hopefully won't get disassembled now. Thank you, and keep enjoying the pod. Thank you. Now, the Bengals also had a very quiet offseason. But namely, they lost Trey Hendrickson, and they knew they were going to lose Trey Hendrickson, and they did sign Boy Mafe and Jonathan Allen and Brian Cook. Those are 3 very good free agent signings for your defense. But I think it would really help to bring in an edge rusher, and especially one of Ruben Bain's talent.
Yeah.
Ruben Bain at one point was looked at as the best edge rushing prospect in the draft before David Paley kind of surpassed him.
Why did he surpass?
I think just because David Bailey's a lot faster and he just has like the best mechanics.
The hell is bend? Do you know what bend around the edge? What do you
bend around the edge?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I don't want to find out, honestly.
I don't know. I don't know. That's not a field I want to go into.
Yeah, let's not
I just
bet.
kind of collect everybody else's research, and I just make my own decisions with it.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Why not a defensive line, though? Because they're so trash. Why wouldn't you get, let's say, Peter Woods?
Because Peter Woods at 10 just seems a little rich. Like, Peter Woods is likely going to go into, the 20s maybe, or like late teens. I just think that would be kind of a reach. I think Peter Woods is a good prospect. He's certainly the best defensive line prospect.
Right, absolutely.
But I just think that would I pass on Ruben Bain for Peter Woods? I certainly wouldn't, especially after you lost your edge tandem in Hendrickson and Joseph Osai. So I think that edge rusher is just kind of the obvious pick, especially when you already picked up Jonathan Allen for the D-line, even though he's kind of old. Like, I think it makes sense.
Yeah, fair enough.
Now, with the 11th overall pick, the Miami Dolphins select wide receiver Makai Lemon out of USC.
Dang.
So, Makai Lemon is the next best receiver prospect that we have here. And, he kind of was the best receiver in college ball last season.
Yeah.
Carnell Tate is a better prospect, but, Mekhi Lemon was fantastic. He won whatever award it is that receivers win for being best receiver. Hang on. Best wide receiver in college award. The Fred Biletnikoff Award.
What the hell?
Yeah, so Mekhi Lemon is the winner of the Fred Biletnikoff Award, which is the best receiver in college. And I think that he'd be a fantastic pick for a team that has no receivers. Like, you were always able to lean back on having Tyreek and Waddle.
Yep.
But now they're both gone.
Yep.
Everything is gone.
Pretty much.
And you're bringing in an absolute dice roll of a quarterback in Malik Willis. And, you got to have something for him. Something to look forward to. Because that's going to be the only thing Dolphins fans are watching this year is Malik Willis.
I'm seeing, tight end, maybe Kenyon Shadiq.
Yeah, Kenyon Sadiq, again, wouldn't hate it. Maybe a little rich at 11. I have him falling, since we're not getting that far in the draft, I have him falling to 18 to the Panthers, which is a pretty common landing spot for him. But again, if they pick it, that's cool. I wouldn't hate it. If they also want to go secondary, like Jermod McCoy, or even like edge rusher, then sure, but I think you're kind of neglecting Malik Willis by doing so.
But maybe they just play it. Maybe they play this draft a little safer on the wide receiver, since they're probably at that point not going to be getting the best wide receiver in the draft. Like, maybe you're already kind of throwing the season for a better draft.
Like, it's all, so maybe you just completely build for the future.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you go for someone that's maybe a better tight end pick, but trying to get like a truly great wide receiver later down the field.
Yeah.
Although because they're taking so much dead cap money, it's going to be kind of hard to get a decent wide receiver.
Which is why you bring in a rookie, because you don't really have to pay them for 4 years.
Right.
So, again, like, you're the Dolphins. You can pick whatever you want. Excuse me. Yeah. Again, like, kind of like most of the bad teams that have no roster, you can pick whatever you want.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So, but I think Mekhi Lemon, like, wide receiver is their glaring need, especially after trading Jalen Waddle. So, now, with the 12th overall pick, the Dallas Cowboys will select corner Jermod McCoy out of Tennessee. Now, Cowboys need defensive help, no matter what.
Absolutely.
The play is to take the best defensive player available. Doesn't matter if it's D-line, edge rusher, corner, safety, pick whatever you want. You need people on the defense to make plays. And I think that corner is going to be the move to make, especially after, Trevon Diggs flaming out. You really don't have a corner in there besides Deron Bland that is going to make an impact. And Deron Bland is he's already like, he just kind of went viral for all the pick sixes, but those are chance. It's pure chance. Like, he got really lucky 5 times. But I mean, that's awesome, because pick sixes are like one of my favorite plays in football.
Absolutely.
They're amazing to watch. But they need help. Now, the interesting thing about Jermod McCoy is that he did not play any football in 2025 in the college season. He injured himself and did not play the entire season. And the fact that he's still looked at as a top prospect in the draft, I think, speaks to his talent as a corner prospect.
Absolutely.
Even though he missed an entire season, he's still a first-round pick kind of guy. So I think that hopefully injuries won't be an issue, but I don't think there's really a defensive guy that I would take over Jermod McCoy here. Now, if you want to go Keldrick Falk, Dylan Tiedemann, sure, but I think Jermod McCoy is the pick here.
Sounds good. I mean, really, any defensive player.
Yeah.
And I think it's what you said, just the best defensive player positionally at that part of the draft.
Yeah, that's available. Like, if Ruben Bain falls, if you want to take Akeem. and go for it. Now, the Rams, with the 13th overall pick, the Rams select offensive tackle Spencer Fano out of Utah.
Interesting.
Now, the Rams don't really need anything.
Mm.
And frankly, the Rams are my Super Bowl pick for 2026.
Oh, wow. Even though you know that the incident will occur with
Puka.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed in all the stuff that's going on with Puka.
It is really depressing.
Yeah.
I mean, why can't we just have one normal wide receiver?
I don't know, man. Like he's becoming like the next Antonio Brown.
I don't think he's at that level yet. That's George Pickens' spot. But I do think if he keeps it up, he's going to be just another wide receiver crash out. That's also an incredible player.
Well, he's just getting involved in so much like little annoying shit.
That's what happens when you go to LA, man. It's the same with Miami. That's why Tyreek Hill was great in Kansas. Because excuse me, it's not in Kansas, but Missouri, Kansas City.
Well, soon they will be in Kansas.
Really?
Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure they're losing the contract for Arrowhead Stadium, and they're gonna have to move. Same thing is happening with the Bears. They're gonna be going to Gary.
Are you for real, Gary, Indiana?
Gary, Indiana. They're gonna move.
How the hell can Gary, Indiana afford? That's like, dude, Gary. Never mind, bro. We could have a podcast on Gary, Indiana, bro.
Yeah. So, again, offensive tackle, you really can't go wrong. This is kind of a pick that is just, it's way too high for them already.
Yeah.
So if they want to trade down, go for it. But I would pick Spencer Fano because you just can't go wrong but just by taking an offensive tackle guy.
Yeah.
Some other offensive tackle guys are getting a little older, and that's just kind of the one thing that you could maybe improve is bringing in some offensive tackle help.
Fair enough.
And if you want to go maybe Kenyon Sadiq, I wouldn't hate that either. If you want to go Peter Woods, Jordan Tyson, fine. But, I mean, I'm not too particular about this pick. I think Spencer Fano is safe. It's boring. And it'd be good value at 13.
Yeah, I think you go with something safe when your team is already pretty solid as it is.
Yeah. Like, they could win the Super Bowl now. Like, they don't really need any more help. No. But since help is here, they might as well. Yeah. And now, for the 14th overall pick, I have the Baltimore Ravens selecting offensive guard Elias Vega Ione out of Penn State.
Perfect. Interior O-line. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Because that's really what they need.
Yeah.
They need to just rip that guard apart.
Mm-hmm. And especially in a season where you lose Tyler Linderbaum, who is the anchor of that interior line, and, Falele flamed out.
Yeah.
And you bring in John Simpson, which might work as a Band-Aid, but he's old. Like, he was drafted when Obama was president.
Dang. Really?
Yeah. So I just think taking the best guard prospect in Elias Vega Ione is going to be a great pick.
Yeah.
And I also wouldn't hate if they went Kenyon Sadiq with the loss of Isaiah Likely, if they went Jordan Tyson to help, Zay Flowers not be the only guy. And they did lose out. Like, I don't think DeAndre Hopkins is re-signing with the Ravens. I'm pretty sure he walked or he's still a free agent. Probably going to retire soon. Just like 5 years ago, Hopkins was looked at as like the best receiver in the league.
Yeah, I don't see him.
Yeah. But yeah, would you second that pick?
Yeah, I think that's really the biggest thing they need is some sort of help in the interior O-line.
Right.
In the guard position. I just feel like if a wide receiver falls to that point, it'd be nice.
Yeah. I mean, Jordan Tyson is there.
It'd be nice.
Like, Jordan Tyson, once upon a time, was looked at as the best receiver prospect in the draft. But injury concerns have kind of dropped him down a little bit to the point where he's like wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3.
Right.
So, I mean, if you want to take Tyson, the talent is there, clearly, for someone that was once valued as the top wide receiver in the draft. The only thing is just they're worried about injuries.
Right.
But that really doesn't stop these NFL teams. That didn't stop the Falcons from picking Penix in the top 10. And now, finally, to wrap up the top 15 picks, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, with the 15th overall pick, will select edge rusher Akeem Mesidor out of Miami. Now, the thing about Mesidor is that he's very old for a college prospect. Most college prospects enter the draft in 21, 22, but at the time of the draft, he will be 25.
Damn, 25?
25. He'll be 25. Now, Akeem Mesidor, despite being 25, is a fantastic edge rusher. And he has the mechanics down, and he has the body down. And frankly, he will take a lot less time to develop than somebody that is like 21. Fair. And since the Buccaneers are in like a win now situation, I think taking a guy that is very NFL ready, even though he might have a shorter career, he's more NFL ready now than somebody like, say, Keldrick Folk. So I think that Mesidor is just going to be the best pick.
Yep.
And that's who I really need, because we need pass rush.
Yes, 100%.
Now, if they want to go Jermod McCoy, if he's still available, I wouldn't hate that, because I know we need some help in the secondary. I think we're just really hoping that we can hold it down with Zion McCollum and Benjamin Morrison. But, I mean, Benjamin Morrison did not show very much in his rookie year. Again, was injured a lot. And Zion McCollum, despite, getting his extension, was just very inconsistent. He let up a lot of pretty big plays.
Right.
So there we have it. That is my top 15 picks. You have anything to add, Elias?
No, man. I think they sound great. I feel like your list is better than any list out there right now. Me personally, I think it's the best list.
Thank you.
I think it's the best list. And I think that if any team goes against your specific list, I think they're idiots.
Like, it would be a mistake.
It'd be stupid. They should be fired on the spot. The GM, the head coach, all of them should be embarrassed.
Well, on that note, we will wrap up today's episode of Best Case Scenario. I think this draft is the best case scenario for all these teams.
Absolutely.
And up next, we're going to be talking about the latest 16 through 32 picks in our next episode, and we'll be going over the latest in NFL news. Thanks, everybody, for watching. This has been Best Case Scenario, signing off.